So the latest episode of Larry has begun, and I'll be honest, it's actually, like I said, getting better and better. And the new event has started, Astral. This AR, augmented reality event, has started in a big open area, and all the different schools are sending their best of the best to try to win the game. And although it is doing what I feared, which is skipping some of the stuff that's happening in this event, I am okay with it for right now because it feels like they may not do that for the rest of the event. So with the new event that's coming up, what they do is the beginning of the episode, yes, there was even more explanation as far as how things are going, how it all works. Like, they really want to make you as a viewer understand how the game is played and how it works, to its detriment sometimes, because you're sitting there and like, okay, I understand the rules, all right, because we had the last episode, which was half the episode explaining what the game is about. So they spent maybe not as long as the time, but they did spend a lot of time talking about, okay, how the movement abilities work and the movement amounts matter, and how to obtain a certain area, how to conquest certain nodes, and things like that. So it's going to still try to explain things to you, and it's still at this moment probably still best at different moments to pause it to kind of read what it says. And yes, they do give some explanation, but not all the time. For example, when our MC was equipping, he equipped his green star and a purple star. Now the purple star always was like, okay, what does it really do? So when it showed the purple star's ability, it pretty much is like, oh, it gives some information about maybe providing a smoke screen or changing the way your voice is from a distance. And green star is perception and able to see things. And of course it did say it does matter as far as what other abilities they have. So I'm sure a lot of this stuff will happen in the future. There was a lot of setup. Main character going on the phone, talking to someone, be like, hey, I need a favor. And then cutting the scene out there. So you never know who are they talking to, what are they talking about, until the time comes in the future, right? When they pull out that, oh, I win because of this card, you know, things like that. So there is a doppelganger that really is trying to muscle in. Our characters feel it's due to this guy. He is the headmaster of another school, and he actually would have been participating in the school event, but because of the scandal that happened previously with Little Devil, they've created this doppelganger girl to try to fill in, try to be a nuisance in the middle of this battle. One thing I will say that is happening here, there's a lot of subplots happening. We have the overarching event happening with the whole Astral stuff, but then there's a lot of little things happening. Of course, at different schools, it's like, oh, they introduced a lot of different characters, like watch out for that guy because of this reason, watch out for that girl because of that reason. And then of course we got to watch out for this girl, a bit of doppelganger, because she will be a nuisance in the future. So it's kind of like setting up, all right, here's the enemies and opponents that we will have at some point. But right now we're going to go through the little things. Now, a few key moments did happen in this episode that was a little puzzling, which ends up being probably more subplot information that happened in the future, where we have Nanase, one of the girls, attack another group. Now, this other group were full of no-name characters that looked like they weren't important, so I wasn't really, you know, worried about them. But the group wanted to try to do a whole alliance thing, which, you know, makes sense. You know, try to ally yourself with another school. And since the game allows that, but then she just attacked this another person of the group for no reason. And it didn't even give a good explanation as far as why, which will probably be explained in the future. I'm thinking maybe that she has some sixth sense about things. She just attacked one of the guys out of the blue, but maybe she felt like he was about to attack and do a counterattack. Like maybe in the future they try to talk and negotiate with someone else, and then she attacks, and then they learn, oh, she's able to see when they're about to use some special ability, and she has the sixth sense to attack them and kill them before they do something to our group. Unknown at this moment in time, because all they really did was bring it up with this no-name team. So we have to sit here and kind of just look at it and be puzzled, but I'm sure it's going to be something important and an important factor in the future. Now they finally introduced us to this little girl. We don't really know too much about her other than the fact that she's in the main theme song. I didn't realize though, she is a middle schooler is what he is saying here. So she's a part of the event because there's a secondary event happening through Astral to where it's a small event. It was actually mentioned in the last episode that whomever wins this event can join another team and be like its sixth member, which I kind of skimmed over, didn't really explain about it because I knew it would pop up and then be an important feature in the future. And yet and still, it is being important because it's including this little girl right here. Now, in this episode, our main character kind of played with her and, played games. They had a lot of fun in an arcade and such. So it's kind of establishing their relationship now. And in the future, I'm sure she's probably going to end up joining their team because it seems like she's like a whiz kid of some sort. We'll know more about her personality and such later. But she does have the whole Shuni thing. She has a contact end that makes one of her eyes red, and of course a natural one is blue, but she's trying to be like, oh, this eye can see into the future. Okay, sure. So it was actually sweet that our main character kind of played along with her, played with her, had fun with her, and was like, trying to be like a big brother type deal to her. And I thought that was pretty interesting right now, but we'll see what happens in the future. I have the feeling that she might be like that little girl thing, little sister trope, but then she comes back and ends up being a very crucial, important role because they show her a lot in the main theme song, also in the ending song. So even though this episode downplayed her a little bit and basically just didn't really explain too much about her, the opening theme song is giving too much away that she is probably going to be crucial in some point, in some way. I wait to see how that is going to be, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting once we see that. So one thing that they are doing, which is actually pretty good and pretty interesting, is the fact they're giving us the territory and the end of day results. And this is what I'm revisiting here, is what I said before, how it's kind of skipping some things. Because day one, all it did is explain the rules, and then after explaining the rules, they just kind of skipped ahead and showed the map of all the schools in their territory. So this is the end of day one, as you can see behind the wording, and this is what it looks like at the end of day two. So as you can see, their territory, which is in the middle here, this lightish green, is getting much bigger, but they are being overdone by the north, the pink team. And as you can see, the light blue team is who they confronted and defeated, which they were, like no names anyway. So a lot of different schools, like I said, is probably going to be happening in the future. A lot of different ones where they're going to actually utilize abilities, and it will kind of stop skipping what is happening as the future episodes happen. So, which is fine. I'm okay with the way they did things in the first 2 days, how they kind of skipped ahead to show I'm glad that they showed this. I'm glad that they show some information for us to kind of follow. Like, okay, we can kind of see how big their territory is versus everybody else's and where the main conflicts will actually come about. So in the future episodes, there'll be this information as well as the fights that they'll have. So I'm not too disappointed. I think this is actually really good. I'm just kind of looking forward to the future episodes and how they will deploy it. I'm not disappointed by the show. I think it's okay. I believe the hype from the first 2 episodes is right now, it's not as high as it was in the very beginning, because it really looked like after the first couple episodes, like, oh man, this is gonna be crazy, awesome anime. And right now, I feel like it's dulled. It's not, the hype level is nowhere near as it was before. But that's not to say that this isn't a good anime. I really believe that this is still a good anime. It's been I've been enjoying watching it a lot. And I'm looking forward to what happens in the future, especially as our main character starts collecting more stars and the colored stars. And what are the ulterior motives of a lot of the different characters, especially our MC. Why he made it to this island to visit and meet someone, yet we still haven't really seen progress on that. And why is it significant that he meets her? And what is the backstory of our main character? Because we don't know. Is he just some regular dude? Or is there really something up with him? We shall see. But regardless of that fact, I hope you guys have enjoyed this analysis. Make sure you guys comment down below, because that does grow and hit the algorithm on YouTube to make us even bigger and better than we are now. But like the video and subscribe for more, because we will definitely go over this anime and several others as well. You guys take care of yourselves. Be safe, and Lord willing, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.